So, dude, tell me about this brand new tune, "Gore of Being." I guess we got Clint to blame for it, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, I was definitely happy to have him getting some songwriting done. The dude's an absolute legend, a unit, as they say. Yeah, I mean, he does so much for us already, and it feels like he just joined. But yeah, his songwriting, I mean, combined with Jesse and his songwriting abilities, I'm really excited to share what we got next for the band. He's awesome. Love the song.
Yeah, it's a killer tune, and man, there's already another one coming too. Echo Sonata.
Yep, in 2 days.
Damn.
That's a Jesse one, so it'll be a nice yin and yang.
That's what I love about your music is, you bring the heavy, you bring the melodic, and it's that balance of both that you guys do so perfectly. Going back to Gore of Being, I understand it's kind of about morality lyrically.
Uh, well, I can't really comment on that because I wrote about something and then Jesse wrote it about something and then Clint had his own. Honestly, when that press statement came out, that was the first time I'd ever heard that.
Ah.
So if you can imagine, that's how sometimes these songs get written.
I hear you. I hear you. Dude, as far as the album, I was all excited to talk about the latest album, Cure, which just came out like a year ago. And I mean, so many great jams on it. But I'm kind of curious, man. I was listening to it the other day, and obviously, you do the harsh vocals, the screaming, whatever however you want to classify it.
Mhm.
But call me crazy. In past life persona, I feel like there's another clean coming in there, not from Jesse, but is that from you?
Yeah, it is. There's definitely some sneaky cleans for me across all of our records that I feel like some people don't even know about. One day maybe I'll have to outline all of them. I mean, yeah, even sometimes when we get mixed revisions back between stuff Jesse and I do, it's hard for me to tell which voice I'm actually hearing. I'm not saying I'm as good as Jesse, but sometimes in the mix when all things are said and done, I surprise myself.
I love it, man. I love you exploring that gear, and it did sound like obviously you used to Jesse's voice, but it was a slightly different tone in your clean. But I thought it was really cool and kind of brings a new layer to the band.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, I don't want to get on songs just to sing. I don't want it to feel like the little brother with the unplugged controller. You know, we do it when it feels like appropriate or when certain textures of my voice feel more suited for the part. I mean, I usually have a lot more grit to my singing than Jesse. Like when he does his lower register stuff, it's a lot smoother. And if I try to do it, it might come off as like kind of too bassy or too like low end rounded. So it really just depends on the part. But yeah, I do like singing, even though I do a lot of screaming.
I like it, and I'm curious to hear if bit more of that comes out in future releases.
Okay, so when Echo Sonata comes out, there's a pre-chorus where Jesse and I are trading off, and I'll be curious to see if anybody can tell who's who.
Ooh, interesting. Challenge accepted.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that, dude. Also, looking forward to seeing you guys out there on the road with Architects. We got you at the beginning of the tour at the Wiltern on July the 31st, and the very next night, House of Blues at Anaheim. And
Yes, sir.
I imagine old friends with Architects at this point.
No, I've never toured with them. I don't think ERRA has either. They've been a band I've wanted to tour with, forever. We grew up listening to them, so it's definitely cool to finally be able to get on the road with them. I hope they like us. So I know we're gonna have a great time. I think that's a perfect fit for us. We've always wanted to tour with a band like that. So very excited. This should be a very fun, dope tour.
Yeah, and Holy Water on the bill too. I don't know much about.
I think they're a California-based band. Recently mixed by Morgoth Beats. I think
Ah,
I'm saying that correctly. He is one of the members of
7 hours.
7 Hours, right? Good dude. Been around for a while. I think he was also in Winds of Plague, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, yep. I think he still is
Um,
whenever that band's active.
I definitely recommend the song Fade by Holy Water if you're going to listen to a song by them. Really good song.
Interesting. I'll check that one out for sure. I was
Yep.
trying to think for you and backstage, man. Whole lot of different accents with you guys, and then you got the dude talk from Holy Water out of California, and then the British, archetype.
Yeah, dude. I mean, we always bring out Australian bands, so like half of our backstage is either like wannabe rednecks or bogan Australia dudes. So it's an interesting it's an interesting backstage dialogue for sure.
Speaking of this tour, man, I was trying to figure out for you, is this still the Cure album cycle, or is this like a hit set list? How do we view this as a set list going into it?
We are playing Gore, so that'll be on there, but it is kind of a hit set list. I think we're only playing 45 minutes, so you kind of got to do all the bangers. We did a little bit of experimentation this year on the last tour we did, and some songs were fun to play, but we realized that if you're not doing a headlining set, certain deep cuts really don't go over that well because you're not really playing for your audience. So just historically, it's just seemed to feel better if we just play like the songs that people know. I know that can suck for people that kind of see us every time we're in the area, but we're not always playing to the same people every time. So we kind of got to, you got to be a little tactical about it.
Come with the bangers, like you said, play all the hits.
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
Dude, speaking of prior tours, I think I caught you the last time, one of the last times at least, just last year, October 25th at the Fox Theater in Pomona out there with Wage War.
That was a good tour. Yeah, that was a good time. I miss those guys already. They were fun to tour with. That was another band that we had barely knew. Ran into them a couple times in passing, but first full tour with them. Yeah.
I love that tour and lineup, and thought that was a great bill. And Cody and Britton, certainly great guys, and Throne and Fame on Fire in there as well. But
Mhm.
killer bill and killer lineup and killer tour, and great to see you guys there. Ironically, dude, and it kind of leads to a bigger question. I saw you outside of the venue, right out front of the venue before the show started. I was just pulling up, and you were like looking like you were busy, and I was like, I don't want to stop him. He looks like he's in the middle of something. But it got me to thinking kind of about a bigger question or picture.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what I was doing. It was
Probably smoking a
probably
cigarette or something, maybe out front.
yeah, I was just say probably hitting the vape and drinking a ghost. Probably just woke up.
I was kind of thinking, man, from an artist perspective, is there a proper time or way to approach an artist like yourself? Is it better to wait till after the show? Is there any sort of advice you
Uh,
could give? I mean,
I,
clearly I chickened out. So next time when I see you standing outside of a venue,
no, I mean I'm generally down to talk whenever. I would say the one thing that is kind of a big no-no is never hang around their vehicles. Because if you think about it, that's our home for 30 days. So it kind of feels like you're waiting outside somebody's front door. And it could feel a little like claustrophobic. Especially if you're not a particularly like outgoing or friendly person, they're not gonna take it as well as I would. Like I don't really care. I'll like give anybody a high five or a hug or a dialogue, but it does feel a little strange when you walk out the bus immediately to somebody that wants to say hi. It's just like feels a little punishing. But I get it. People are excited and they wait months to see you and hear your music, and they just want to express their admiration for what you do, and you got to keep that in mind even when you don't want to be nice to somebody. But their intentions are usually 100% pure and good. So I try to keep that in mind too. But yeah, I would say just maybe suss out the personality of the person first before you approach them, and then maybe let them come your way and don't hunt them down like you're some sort of predator and they're your prey.
so don't stalk you, don't sneak up behind you and tap you on the shoulder.
Yeah, especially if they're a woman, like give them some space. Like they catch enough flack as it is from shitty people. Like we need to be welcoming for everybody.
So you need to be like, "Yo, JT," and yell it from across the room and wait for you to come over.
Yeah, like yeah, that's a good way to do it. Like give them a shout out, and if they greet you with an approachable response, maybe that's your in to come say hi. Or if they start coming over to walk to you, I'll sometimes straight up just walk to them and fuck with them a little bit.
Well, dude, I'm gonna not chicken out. Next time I see you walking around, I'm definitely gonna
Yeah,
take a
don't be shy with me. I'm fine. I'm harmless.
You know, the other thing thinking about you, dude, and I almost think that there's like it should be a fraternity with a secret handshake or something, but like metal guys that wear hats performing live. Because I always feel like I see you wearing a hat now, always wearing a hat on stage, and I feel like there's a couple guys out there that like you're almost always used to seeing in hats, like Dave.
Well,
We came as
the,
Romans, you,
dude. Well, the
George
problem is
Jones.
all these guys are bald. That's why we wear hats. That is literally the only reason I wear a hat is because I'm bald and I got to protect my head from the sun and I hate cutting my hair. When you go bald, people don't tell you that your hair still grows. So you're still cutting your hair. It just grows in places and at rates that you are not cool with. So, I mean, it looks like shit right now. I look 40 and I'm only 5 years from 40, so that makes it even worse. So yeah, the hat is either it's hot and I'm sweaty and it's collecting sweat, or I didn't cut my hair and I don't want you to see it. That's it.
It's not a fashion statement.
Not really. I mean, it is at this point. I've had one. It's weird. I didn't start wearing hats until like 5 years ago. Now I never not have a hat.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I'm so used to seeing you in a hat, and it feels like that was so like forbidden years ago. And now I feel like there's, especially in like metalcore, I feel like there's a bunch of guys wearing hats.
There's so many bald bearded metal dudes now. Like it kind of makes me feel more. I don't want to say like appreciated, but like accepted. Like it's not all about the do. Oh, although we have some great haircuts in our band. Connor's got some gray hair. So, we got a good spread of follicles.
Should almost make like a custom hat, like the JT hat or something.
No, I'm gonna come out with a hair cream.
Oh, there you go. Some Grecian formula. Dude, I appreciate all the time. Last thing I wanted to hit you with, man. We are an old school radio station. We do a feature called Mandatory Metallica every night at
Ooh,
10 p.m. that you're going to be a part of. And I've been having this thought lately about Metallica and see how you feel about it. Next year, 26 is going to be the 35th anniversary of the Black Album.
wow.
And I almost start to think, even though it's not necessarily my favorite album, I almost have to start to think that we might need to call that the greatest metal album of all time.
I am not even the biggest Metallica fan, and I will say that as well.
So I'm not crazy in that thought.
No, in fact, I actually just recently bought that on vinyl.
Oh, sick.
Yep.
Anything cool in the vinyl packaging, or is it just kind of
I haven't opened it. I'm
ah?
afraid to open it because it's like such an iconic record. I saw it at a secondhand store and I was like, oh man, I need to own that record. Like, who am I as a metalhead to not own the Black Album? And so I picked it up. I probably haven't listened to it for a couple of years. I'll listen to some songs off there here and there. Like Sad But True is probably one of my favorites of all time.
Yeah, that's such a sludgy riff and
Yeah,
but dude, 20 million albums sold, like was on pop radio at the time, like completely crossed over, like
crazy.
gargantuan album. I mean, that's still why they're doing two nights in stadiums across the entire world, like no repeat
Yeah,
weekend
I
and all
mean we're almost there. We're like just under those numbers. So
that. So I'm not crazy in thinking
no, not at
that
all. I
time to
think I
hang
think
that banner on that.
I think a pretty big majority of our scene would hopefully agree with you. Either that or Deftones. Deftones and Metallica. I feel like are well loved bands as far as legacy bands go in our scene.
Oh, for Deftones now, are you like Adrenalize or Adrenaline or White Pony or Around the Fur?
I listened to Around the Fur and White Pony on the drive to band practice today. Um, oh, also that new single is really good. I don't really have a favorite. It's kind of goes by the mood. If I want more, if I want more like song structure, like hits, I feel like I go to the what's the Digital Bath record?
Yeah, Pony,
Um,
White Pony.
White Pony. But if I want more like aggression and anger, I'll go to Around the Fur.
That's my
Um,
favorite.
yeah, there's like something like amazingly like I don't think it necessarily is the best sounding record by any means, but like there's something nice about older records that maybe on a critical level kind of sound bad, but there's something about it that you like and you're gravitated towards. Like I'll go back and listen to some old metal albums and it is objectively horrible
Oh
recordings,
yeah.
but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, like I mean, bringing it back to Metallica. I mean, Ride the Lightning. I always thought kind of sounded like it was recorded in a bathroom. You know.
And dude, some of these records were literally recorded in garages and like their parents' houses, and now they're millionaires.
But it's kind of cool though. Some of those lo-fi recordings, you can almost feel the dirt underneath their nails while they were playing, banging it out in the garage or the
Yeah.
bathroom or wherever they were at.
It's hard for me to comment on even stuff like this because all of our stuff is so literally curated and like everything's digital. So there's some of that authenticity lost in our ways of recording these days. But I have so much respect for people that are more organic or raw with that. But with like the precision of and skill set of this type of genre that I play in, it's kind of just more suited towards like a more pristine sounding mix more versus a raw mix.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, with your
But
band, it's got to sound amazing to hear
yeah.
everything, to hear all the notes coming through.
But at the same time, that sets us up for a tough challenge when we play live.
True that. True that. Well, dude, hopefully I'll bump into you at House of Blues at Anaheim on this tour and not be scared and yell, yo, JT from across the way and come over and say hi and
Yeah, come say hi. I'll probably recognize you.
bitchin', man. Thank you so much for the time and the tunes and the talk and can't wait for the new music and the show.
You're welcome. Hope
See
to
you
see
out
you
there in
guys there.
SoCal.
See you there. Thanks, California. I'll see you guys later.
Adios. Bye bye.
Bye.